Greetings and welcome to the 20th episode of Oblivion House Mod Hunters. As always, I'm your host, Dark Elf Guy, and today we're going to be looking at another 3 house mods from around Cyrodiil as we try and find your dream home in the Imperial Province. Only today we do have a bit of a theme. We're going to be looking at 3 winter-themed house mods for your viewing pleasure, and of course you can find all the download links to these mods down in the video description below. So let's go ahead and get things started with our popular house mod of the week, which this time around is the Woodcutters Cabin By Korana. Now, this mod actually starts out with a small quest that you get when you next visit Shaden Hall, which will eventually lead you to a beautiful and scenic woodland winter valley deep in the Vallis Mountains. And the Woodcutters Cabin is a rather charming and rustic little cabin in the woods, surrounded by deep trees and the snowy tundra, and you'll even occasionally find some deer wandering around the property. And you know, it has a really lovely sense of basic winter charm. There's also a small well for drawing water, and the whole valley has a lot of nice detail into it, making it a fun place to live and explore. And you can see the Woodcutters Cabin on the map here, or at least, you know, the entrance to it anyway. And it's a fair ways away from civilization with a bit of a hike to, you know, get to it the first time. It does come with a map marker, however, so you'll be able to, you know, fast travel back and forth. And before we go inside though, you'll find a few features here in the side yard, including an anvil that you can use to repair your weapons and armor, as well as a forge that you can use to craft new weapons and armor if you have, you know, the right resources on you. But anyway, heading into the cabin here, you'll be greeted by a rather cozy foyer with again a lot of that rustic charm, with a pile of old weapons and shields, crates and barrels, and lots of fur decorating the place. Heading through into the main chambers here, you'll find a small study desk with books and a map, and of course this leads into a bedroom, and also the lounge, and the entire cabin here is just, you know, really beautifully and atmospherically decorated with lots of nice little details. Korana has always done a bang-up job with her house mods. She has some of the best house mods available for both Morrowind and Oblivion, and that excellent eye for detail is quite apparent here as well. And anyway, the house does come with a tiny kitchen in the back, as well as some, you know, tiny little storage nooks here and there. And there's even a, you know, sauna in the basement. And, you know, all in all, this is a wonderfully cozy little woodland cabin with lots of details and features. It should be mentioned that it does come with Cobble support, if you have that mod installed already, as well as Oblivion crafting, a map marker, and a truly scenic woodland valley to call home. And you know, if you've ever wanted to live in a winter woodland, this is the perfect mod for you, and you should definitely check it out. And moving on, we have our new house mod of the week, which this week is Snowdrift Cottage by Fransisca. And this is a rather small and unassuming cottage outside the city walls of Bruma. There's really not a whole lot to the exterior here. It's, you know, just a bit overgrown to be honest, and looking at the map here, you can see the cottage is really just a stone's throw outside the city walls, with a very short commute and a map marker naturally. And inside you'll find a very cozy and well decorated cottage with a front floor that includes a lounge and study area where, you know, guests can sit around the fire, and a desk where you can read a book at. There's also a couple of bookcases and display cases up here as well. And downstairs you'll find a lovely set of rooms, including a combined kitchen, alchemy stand, and a bedroom with 2 beds, one for yourself and one for a companion if you have one. There's a lot of nice details and atmospheric decorations throughout the property, including lots of ivy and morning glories to make the place, you know, seem a bit homely. And it's certainly a very well finished and lovely looking abode to call home. And you know, you also find a couple of miniature altars of enchanting and spellmaking on the bookshelves here for your convenience. And overall, while this is a rather small home, it's certainly very nice looking with lots of details. And you know, it comes with a few nice features such as a guest bed for a companion if you have one, a few altars of spellmaking and enchanting, a map marker, and a very short commute into Bruma. If you fancy a winter home just outside the city, this is, you know, probably a good mod to check out. Now, finally, for our underrated house mod of the week this week, we have Snowy Dreams by Hanaisse, and, you know, I'm really not sure how to pronounce that name, so I do apologise if I messed that up a bit. But anyway, when you first arrive at this house, you'll find it's been abandoned with nothing, you know, really much to say, but there's a small quest involved here that you'll get by talking to the ghost here. And you know, this really isn't a big quest or anything, it's a very small quest, and should you finish it, the house will be restored to its former glory, and you'll be able to move right in. And once restored, you'll find a Christmas sleigh, a Christmas tree, lots of deer, and other winter-themed and Christmas-themed decorations on the exterior of this small winter, manor here, including a snowman and lots of Christmas lights to really give this place a holiday feel. And you can see this house on the map here, and to say the least, it's in a really remote location in the Jarl Mountains, away from pretty much any civilization, about an equal distance away from Coral and Bruma. It does come with a map marker, thankfully, so you can fast travel there with ease. And anyway, going inside, you'll find the restored and renovated house, including a large and lovely Christmas-themed lounge, with tons of unique winter-themed decorations, from Christmas lights to giant snowflakes, Christmas stockings, gingerbread cookies, and candy canes. There's a lot of custom winter and holiday charm to this abode, and you know, this one was actually submitted for one of the Oblivion real estate competitions back in the day. And you also find a combined kitchen and dining room, again with more of that Christmas charm, including unique Christmas-themed dish sets, and lots of homemade sweet rolls, pies, and more gingerbread cookies for you and your guests to enjoy. There's also a small guest bedroom here to the side, and up on the second floor you'll find the master bedroom, including a Christmas-themed bed and even a Santa Claus outfit over on the dresser for you to wear if you so desire. Now downstairs in the basement you'll find a pretty large secondary set of quarters, including extra storage, and also 2 guest bedrooms, which can be used by companions if you have any, or you know, NPC staff, making for a total of 3 guest bedrooms, which is a good and fair amount, you know. It can satisfy a fair number of NPC staff or companions. And all in all, this is a charming Christmas-themed estate with a small quest in order to get it, with lots of lovely Christmas decorations to make it a unique home to live in. It does come with a few features, including a new Santa Claus armor set, 3 guest bedrooms, lots of storage, and a map marker. The only real downside here is that it does have a really long commute to pretty much everything, but if you're looking for a Santa Claus type workshop home to call your own, this is definitely a great mod to check out. And anyway, that wraps up this episode of Oblivion House Mod Hunters. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all next week with more mods for your viewing pleasure.